Hey, what's happening, everyone? Another day in paradise. Just to give you an update on the project that I'm doing, the GTI. It's coming along okay. You know, I made a bunch of videos and I had it on 4K. So I went to download it on my iPad and it didn't like that. So basically a lot of content is not wasted, but I'm not going to be able to edit it with the computer that I have and so forth. So anyhow, I will just start off where I'm at now. I built this car in 3 months. It was basically a girl's car and she didn't take care of it. So I got it for $700 and stripped it all down to nothing. Cleaned and painted and fixed, upgraded the brakes. Went with the Brembo 17Z, which come on lots of different cars. These happen to come off a Porsche. So I got them from eBay for $220 each. So it was like, I think maybe it was $450 or something like that for both fronts, and then the rears as well were a little less, I think $300. Anyhow, they were nasty, old, dirty. So I cleaned them up. Took about a couple days, really. Cleaned them about 8 or 9 times before I got the paint. And the paint is special. It's a G2 epoxy paint that works quite well. It self-levels like most epoxy does. So you can literally brush it and it'll just level itself out. And, it makes for a real hard surface. And then I got some stencils. Oh, some junk. I got some stencils and I painted these black, and they actually bind it into the yellow. So, anyhow, some SoloWorks coilovers, which are new lower control arms. Some 034 Motorsport. Track density, a motor mount, and transmission mount. Just cleaning up the wire right now. It's a mess, and it's not so easy, but let's see if I can give you some shots. I don't have good lighting here, so you'll have to forgive the poor lighting. Anyway, so I painted the lower, I painted everything. Everything you see is obviously painted with 2-part, base clear coat, good quality paint. I bought it, tried TCP Global, which has a custom shops brand, they could name it whatever. It's high quality for not a lot of money, considering what it is. This is the stock dog bone lower engine mount. Just put some poly bushings in it and cleaned it up. I did I don't know if you can see it, but there's a loop here on the rack. I did the delete, power steering delete, and let's see. The camber and caster upper shock tower bushing, or whatever you want to call it. And then the rotors are a 2-piece from ECS. Pretty good stuff, really. They're kind of proud of their things, but they do provide some decent service. And you know, hell, you gotta support the shops that are supporting these old cars, really. You know, there's so many tuners, and you know, we need a supply of parts. So I kind of spread my buying throughout the shops. I don't just go to one place. But ECS has gotten a few of my dollars. And then the turbo I'm gonna use is this nice Garrett. It's a GT30. And I'll get into the motor, the engine and transmission on another video. So peace out. So the other day I went against the grain, and on the headliner, all those little plastic pieces, my headliner was beige or tan or whatever it is, and I couldn't get the pieces quick enough. I bought black handles, but all the little pieces I ended up painting. Everyone's like, no, it'll turn out like crap, don't do it. I'm like, who cares? Even if it lasts me a couple of months, it'll be worth it. So right now I can't just go buying these things. So here they are. Here's my little switch. Yeah, painted. No, base clear, black. It works. Have no idea what the labels are, but what I do know is the in positions. You know, it's close, vent, and then all the way open. So it's pretty easy. Anyhow, well, that's closed, that's bent, and that's all the way open. One or the other, we'll figure it out. And then let's try these out. Let's check this out. What is this? Let me get a better. Make sure you guys can see this. All right, so you can. Cool. So let's see. Let me get these darn gloves off. Stand by. The suspense. Okay, so that's it, you know? All it was is these little strips. Check it out. Woohoo! Yeah! Alrighty. So all you're gonna see is just these little strips, and then that's the light, so. It's pretty strong, durable, whatever. And here's the other one. Cool. And then these little pieces, these little suckers are the covers of these ones. So I think they just slide over and get this. Yeah, they just slide over like that. Cool. So that'll work. What's next? Okay. Sorry for the jittery camera. I'm a one-man band today. I should say every day, but at least building this car. Yeah. Yay. So I had to paint on the inside, you know, on the inside. Where's the shot? There it is. Because the lens goes over it. Didn't have to be perfect, just covering the edges where you're gonna see, and then inside where the rocker, I'll show you here in a second. All this little detail really takes a long time to do. Is it worth it? That's debatable. These little pieces aren't cheap, but I think the whole set for the entire car is maybe a couple $100 used. Here's this. Whoopsie. Alrighty. So here it is. Buttons work. Yeah, the slider slides. Buttons work. I don't think the paint's gonna fall off overnight. We'll see though. If it does, big deal, huh? Eventually I can buy a set of used yeah, nice. Okay. And there's that. 2 hours later. Sorry about that. I should have some elevator music. Trying to figure this one out without goofing it up. One eternity later. Okay, so this slides in. Okay. Just like that. All the clips are there, doing their clippy job. I guess that's how it is. Alright, so that works. Let's see. Next is this visor. I painted it, and you'll be able to tell just by that little edge. Now I could have opened it, I suppose, and painted that edge. I think that's why I taped it. Maybe I'll do that. I won't take the tape off just yet. Okay, so back with this little piece. And the glass will just clip in. So I think that turned out all right. I wish I had the labels, but I don't. I'm sure I can hand paint them. But I don't think I want to go through that trouble. It's not that important. Alrighty, so the next agenda, other than everything else I gotta do, I wanted to point this out. This piece was all ugly black plastic. And I just didn't want that look, you know. I was tired of looking at it. So I spent a little bit of time and prepped it up and painted it. Yeah, so it turned out all right. And of course the AC condenser, I refurbed it as well. Cleaned it up and tried to straighten up all these vents, or all these fins rather. I didn't have a comb. I just did one by one with a little pick and a screwdriver. I got them okay. They're all right. So what I was going to show y'all is, I just don't know. They've already put enough undercoating on it. I've tried to scrape off and clean off as much as I can. So it's prepped, it's clean right now. Semi. Yeah, see? My hand's not even dirty. Normally it would have been dirty. Only took me about 7 or 8 times cleaning. What I was thinking is to mix up some epoxy, some white epoxy sealer, and just go to town under there, similar to what I did there. But on here I just stopped on this lower part because I noticed it was really dirty. So maybe that's what I need to do. Yeah, let's see, that's not bad either. It's not dirty. All right, so that's what I think I will do. I'll epoxy seal it white and then paint it. That's what I did on this one, if you can see it. I cleaned them up really good, and then sealed them with epoxy, and then threw down my blue color, and then clear coat it. So they're really nice. I mean, that's really nice. Didn't add too much weight. Right? So more work. This suede material is really nice. It really turned out pretty sweet. All right. Okay, till we meet again. Take it easy and keep the dirty side down. Subscribe if you like it. It's cool. And it's encouraging anyways. When y'all do subscribe, it's pretty cool, because at least I know that you guys are interested. So take it easy. All right, bye.